Hey guys, how's it going? Having a bit of trouble on Twitch the last few weeks, so I thought I might switch over to YouTube just for a few test streams, just to see if we have similar problems on YouTube as well. I think it's probably going to be the simplest way to test my internet connection, so we'll probably play for an hour or so here and just give the connectivity on YouTube a little bit of a test. The nice thing about YouTube obviously is that we get the encoding options straight away, and there's more encoding options as well. So I've linked up Streamlabs alerts and everything, so that should all work as well. Any follows and donations and everything should all show up, I think. The only thing I haven't set up is Nightbot, so that might take a little bit of work as well. I don't know, we can probably go through the Nightbot commands and figure out which ones we'd want to use on YouTube if we want to do that. The only thing I'm not sure about is the music situation, so I'll just do a couple of test streams and we'll just do the music as normal and we'll see what happens. I think most of my music should be okay to stream. I don't think there's going to be a problem with most of it. But if there is, we can go through and create a custom playlist just for YouTube. But yeah, let me know if there's any issues, audio quality, video quality. I mean, streaming at the same... I'm streaming at the same... encoding settings that I use for Twitch, so I'm guessing YouTube's probably going to be better quality, so I think they probably have better encoding, but for the actual source quality of 1080p it should be the same as Twitch, but we'll see what the encoded versions look like. But yeah, we're just going to play here for a little while. I'm just going to be doing a little bit of cleanup. I'm currently reinstalling the service station, so we'll just continue on doing that. I'm probably going to be pausing every now and then just to check out the YouTube streaming side of things, because I haven't really done it before, so I'm not totally familiar with the control panel and how everything works in there. Looks pretty straightforward though. I don't think we'll have too much trouble with it. Okay. So where were we up to here before we got disconnected from Twitch? Yeah, installing service stations, these things over here. So the factory's pretty much set up. We've got all of the trains running on a single loop to all the outposts. I've kind of got the train network set up in such a way that all the trains are getting connected to the bottom of this main train line. So if we do want to actually expand later on, we can actually add a second full new line, main line to the top of this one here. Just have a quick look at my stats. No drop frames or anything so far on YouTube, so that seems to be working fine. Actual, I'm guessing this encoding bitrate probably a little bit lower on YouTube because I'm not doing anything at the moment. If we move around, I think it should go up. Yeah, okay. So we should be right to go here. I've just sketched out here the positions, the bottom of the track to this section. That'll probably have to be moved down a little bit though, because this is actually going to be the output from the service station. Now the service stations are also going to have to be moved slightly further apart, because over here I'm using a diagonal connection. I'm going to switch to a vertical connection, so that's going to actually mean the stations have to be about, I think it's 4 tracks apart, I think. But yeah, the factory's working pretty well. I've got a little bit of extra mining set up on this outpost at the end here. I'm trying to get this outpost mined out first so we can actually continue expanding the main line. But yeah, no connections to the top of the main line, it's all down the bottom, which is so we can use this interchange that I've designed to actually keep the trains flowing through fairly smoothly. I'm not 100% certain I'm going to be keeping this setup. I don't know if there's any other cleaner way of doing that though. We'll get these, we'll have a quick look at that before I do the service stations, but that might affect where I put the service stations. I just wonder if we can run the lines directly down from the stacker instead of going around this loop. No, because the outputs from the stacker are horizontal, so there's no way we can do that. That's fine. I think what we're going to do here is, that's the output to the service stations. We're going to install another stacking position and the end one here. Actually, I might already have a blueprint for that. Nope. Install another one of these at the very end. And then we'll run this out to the new service stations. And the question is, how far across do we want to put these? We need to leave room for, actually no, this is the limit here. That's where the, I'm going to be moving the logistics production over to here as well. So we might give ourselves a little bit more room than that. The other thing is, I kind of want to have the service stations as close as possible to where this logistics production is happening, because that's where most of the stuff from the logistics is going. This logistics production is mainly getting loaded into these trains. I'm going to move this over though. I'm not going to have it quite that close. No rails. Okay, so yeah, that'll run out from there. It would look really clean if we run it straight back in. Is there anywhere else we can get this line joined back up again? If I want to put the train stations as far down as possible, let's have a look. I mean, this section of the bus is going to get in the way, so there's really nowhere I can do that. I could move it basically down to where the bus is probably the closest I can do it. So if we go down to where the bus actually comes out from the main train stations over here. I do actually want to move this across as well. So I might do that at the same time. How many spaces am I leaving here? It's like 3. Yeah, 3 spaces. That's pretty easy to recreate, we can just pull that out. It's actually a good sign when we see that these belts are emptying out so quickly and relatively evenly. It's actually a sign that the factory set up in a fairly balanced way. Yep, and of course we're out of rails. I don't want to leave the service trains disconnected for too long, but I think we can probably leave it for probably 10-15 minutes without too much problems. Let's go grab some more rails. We can pull these rails out as well. I want to be a little bit careful about removing power from the factory itself though. Let's keep an eye on that. We've got connections over here for the power, so that should be okay. He says as the power gets disconnected from there as well. Okay, I've disconnected this here at some point. I'll keep an eye on my stream health as much as I can. I notice there's no like stream health graph in the YouTube dashboard like there is in Twitch. Pretty sure. There's a stream health, but it doesn't actually give you a graph. It just tells you stream health is excellent. I guess that's good enough. I'll be interested to see what happens with the VOD, whatever they call it on Twitch, the stream archive, stream replay probably. See what happens to any of those, any of the tracks that I'm playing in the background. See if they get flagged. I might be able to just use that. I'm assuming if the video gets flagged, you can just remove the video, which is probably what I'll do. And then we'll probably make a list of artists that are an issue and just create playlists from there. That's if the videos get flagged. So what we want to do, we want to move that as far down as possible. We can also just move the exit line down, I suppose. Have the stations up here. So what would that look like? If we had the stations, they need to be 4 apart. Needs to be lower down. Actually, yeah, the stations need to be lower down. What I'd probably do is, let's take a blueprint of that. What I would probably do is actually move this as far down as possible, so which is going to be connected to where it comes out from here, and also where the loop is from here. So we need to do that first, because the train line's going to be running through here. I want to have the connection fairly low here, but not too close to the belts. Have a little bit of space. Let's say maybe a little bit further than that. Let's go for 8 tiles out instead. So that'll define where the bottom of the service stations are. We can always loop it back down, I suppose. Actually, I think I might do that. Let's use all the space that we have available there. I think that makes more sense. Now these electric lines are a little bit in the way, so we might move those. Yeah. We'll temporarily shift them over and then we'll line them up the whole way down, I think. Let's see. How weird is this going to look? And I suppose we can go fairly close to this. This is the edge of where the logistics production is going to be moved. This block of production over here is going to be moved into this area instead. Let's get a bunch more rails. Do I want to? Yeah, let's actually finish doing this connection first. That's pretty important. I want to keep the factory running if we can. Actually, no, that needs to be reinstalled anyway because, yeah, there's going to be a train track coming down there. And then this is all joined up. So let's actually disconnect these now. And yeah, I'm too far away from the logistics network to actually dump anything out here, so I've got to be careful picking up too much. I actually did have logistics all through this area originally, but I removed it because I don't typically need to have logistics all the way through the factory. Everything's supplied by belts. There's only a small area of the factory that's actually dependent on logistics. That is a lot of belts. Let's keep, say, 600. And let's keep all the undergrounds for now. I thought that would look weird, but it doesn't look too bad actually where that train track is. I think I might not have enough tracks to finish and enough belts to finish this. Yeah, we're out of belts. Probably should have kept all those ones I had before, I think. should have plenty of undergrounds, but obviously they're not used in quite the same quantity as the above ground belts. Excellent. Yeah, just missing some above ground belts here. Actually, the above grounds the undergrounds are fine. It's just the above ground belts that I need. Oh, I didn't mean to delete that. Did I already paste that down? No, I didn't. Oh well, I have to recreate that. That's actually the stations. Good, and then we'll probably add a few extra full signals to this section of track as well. Don't need too many, I don't think, because there's not that many trains coming on this section of track. This one here. So yeah, I just need to get the length of, well, might as well get the station itself, I suppose. Grab the signals. So that's going to be the horizontal positioning. And then loop, where does that put us? Okay, we can do this. I don't know, this might not look quite as clean as the other version, but it's close to the logistics, which is what I want. It doesn't look too bad, I suppose. So yeah, how many, I guess we'll move, although I just realised something else, landfill. So, I might actually install a few extra positions here, because I need to actually shift the landfill over to this location as well. It's going to take a little bit of time. We might actually try and do that with trains, because I think it's going to take a long time if we try and shift all that landfill with logistics. It's like, I don't know, 50 chests full I've got, I think. So yeah, we'll put in a bunch of positions here, just in case we want to add extra stuff to the factory later on. Although it does kind of defeat the point of having it really close to the logistics if we have the stations too far out. How many do we currently actually use? Artillery, that's the nuclear stuff. This one is the fueling, so they're all currently in use. There's no empty ones in the current setup, and we have 6. I guess we'll stick with 6. I mean, is there a possibility that any other new trains will be needed at some point? I don't think so. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So out to there. Then we need to move the landfill to in here. So, where is it? This big block. Hopefully we've got enough chests in storage. This is already set up for input. It's not set up for output though, so I have to set it up for output. So again, this really depends on where I want to load and unload the train from. I think it's just set up for offloading. I don't think it's set up for loading this at all. I don't think I've ever had it set up for loading trains. I think I've got this installed here, but that's the offloading. This is passive providers, so that's how everything's getting provided. So these chests over here, where are they? Yeah, landfill chests. So the 4 belts there would be, depending on how long I want to have the landfill train, I suppose. Depends on where I should put this. Somewhere in the middle. And we add rails again. We might actually change the orientation of the... Oh, it actually might be tricky to change the orientation of that because the belts are all coming in on... Yeah, the way I've got the belts supplying these, it would be tricky. I think we'll just get the chests centered and then we'll do the belts the way they are. Yeah, so we'll just put the chests centrally and allow for space for the belts to go up from the trains. So we probably need to copy the actual thing that's unloading over here as well. Which could be changed. I mean, just as long as the... Actually, this will definitely need to be changed. Because if it's going to be an 8-wagon train for the transporting landfill, which I'm probably going to do here, we'll get this just installed just as a rough guide. So from there up. We might need to go back and grab some extra supplies to finish this as well. Eight wagons. They need to go... Those 8 need to go to 4 belts. So we're probably going to have to use splitters for that, I think. How do we want to do this? Actually, no, probably not like that. Do I leave space for roboports in there as well? I think I do. I didn't do it originally, but I think I might do it here. 1, 2, 3, 4 for potential roboports. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to go back and get some more chests, because I know for a fact I don't have this many chests in my inventory. I'm missing roboport coverage there. We can fix that pretty easily in a minute. Actually, we'll probably just slap down the roboports we've got here. It's actually more useful to have them in this sort of location, but it's unlikely they're going to spread out too far. Yeah, I don't think we need them. I think it might be better to actually move this one further out. Make room for... how close are we? I think probably 2 further out to make room for a little block of roboports in there. Is there anywhere else we could put those? I think we need a pretty... I mean, if we're going to really transfer landfill... It's not too much of a concern at the moment, because I'm not really loading too much landfill, but it's more about offloading. I could probably start this offloading, but I want to get the spacing right before we do that. I think we'll move it 2 further out. Just to be on the safe side. So we need to leave room for 2 roboports at the front here. I think it was about there somewhere. And then we can put a block of roboports in there. Okay. So yeah, what do we need? A lot of chests, I'm guessing. A lot of inserters. Ooh, actually what we can do is a slightly quicker way to do this. Although I don't think I've got that many chests in the builder train. I was thinking maybe getting this sent over. Yeah, it's only got 150. It's probably going to be quicker just to run over and grab the chests, I think. How many do we need? So let's go 500 each. 500 of each, I suppose. Anything else? Arithmetic combinators. How many chests do we have in storage? Do we have 500? Seems unlikely. Do we need those rolls still? Not really. Let's get rid of those. And we're auto trashing that. Stop doing that. Is the inventory going to max out here? Looks like we're good. Are we done? We're done. So we'll call this new landfill. And I'm actually going to make sure I put a full stop before all of these as well. And then we just need to connect up the old train line to the new, and we'll do that. How? Actually, pretty easily over here. I can see the way we'll do it. I probably should have kept those rails, actually. Oh, there's... will I have enough rails to complete this? Well, we'll see. I think it might be slightly short. I'm going to... maybe if we switch to diagonal, we can save some rails. Might have already gone past it, yeah. What we'll do, create an intersection here. Just a temporary one. And, well, there you go. Really didn't have enough rails, did I? I don't know if switching to diagonal actually is that helpful there. But yeah, we'll just connect this line to that one, and then this one comes down to this one here. Oops, and I'm probably good for inserters as well. I should have got rid of that request. And chests. Now what I need is a bunch of rails. Oh, we've got conflict. I'm kind of tempted to look at maybe moving oil as well. I just wonder if you could squeeze oil into this position somehow. Try to do this without getting squashed by terrain. And the opposite way there. This should join up straight away. I don't have power running through it. Should see trains leaving. Yeah. Actually, that's probably going to be good for signals. Anything too fancy. So what we need to do is set up a train to actually pick up the landfill, then take it to the new landfill depot. It should be relatively straightforward. We'll probably actually use just remove this existing landfill station and just convert it over to a loading station instead. Yeah, pretty easily. If we just get rid of all this, change these steel chests over to request chests. Yeah, where are we? Nope. Request a bunch of landfill. How much per chest? 1,000 should be more than we need. 700. Put in some extra robots. And then install the train. Actually, we can use multiple wagons here. We're done with that. All those inserters are backwards. And we need to fuel this train. We'll do it in the proper way, I suppose. Use these fueling chests. And a locomotive at the end as well. Easy. And then we turn all these around and we should start loading up. Nice. We'll go... Now, what's this station called here? Landfill, probably? Landfill depot. Let's go... Landfill depot. Inventory full. Or inactivity 2 seconds. And then we'll go to new landfill. Inventory empty. Great, inactivity 2 seconds as well. It should be fine. Let's jump on board and see if that actually works. And we're still filling up. Landfill, full. We're struggling to fill up some of these wagons, aren't we now? Look, oh, there's still one in the middle. For some reason, it's having a hard time filling up. What is going there? That's interesting. It's full. All the wagons are full. And we're on auto? Oh, we're not on auto. That's why it's not working. Auto. Okay. So that's pathing to the new station, okay. I think this will work fine. Let's just check this end. Missing power. I didn't alter any of the balancing or anything, so all the balancing should still be set up on this. We'll come back and check in a minute. I could have probably sped this up by adding extra, like another set of inserters on the other side. I think this will be fast enough. New path. What did I miss? Well, I'll probably put... let's switch you back to manual while we're having a look at this. I'd probably need to separate these sections first anyway. We slap down a few. There's got to be a missing rail somewhere. Or the entrance to the old service station isn't connected up properly. That looks like it's missing a rail. And also we need to reconnect stone. Let's do that while we're here. Hi Kevin. In terms of connection speed, it's going fine. Have a quick look actually. Yeah, no issues with stream health so far, so it seems to be going okay. I normally stream on Twitch, but been having a bit of an issue with connectivity recently, so I thought I'd just give YouTube a quick test just to see if that's any better. Does seem to be so far. Okay, so that should be connected up fine now. And I think the other stations will just move over with logistics. I don't think we'll try and do a train transfer for the other ones. If we go back to automatic, that should leave straight away. But yeah, the factory's pretty much done. I'll probably need to get a few extra outposts connected up. And then we'll probably start looking at doubling this, I think, pretty soon. Yeah, I mean, I actually just gave up today because I had probably 2 or 3 disconnections today, but just over the past few weeks I've been getting pretty consistent disconnections, so I suppose we'll just stream for an hour or so here and see if the VOD actually stays in one piece. That's the other thing I have to play around with is latency settings, because there's a few more options for latency on YouTube as well. One thing I do like is the fact that the stream has all the quality options from the very beginning, which is nice, and a lot more different quality options. I think I had a quick look at the. Let's have another look at that. I think my playback is set to a lower encoding. I'm interested to see. I might just maximize this and have a look at it on some different qualities. I think. Kind of interested to see what 720p looks like. I'll wait until there's some action and then I'll full screen that because I want to see what that's like. We'll probably just wait until this train fills up, because I think a train driving through the factory is probably going to be a good test of encoding. Oh no, I think YouTube's doing a better job of the different quality for the encoding options. Maybe marginally better. See what happens when the train actually starts moving here. There's a probably should shorten that latency. That latency looks a little bit long to me, I've got to admit. I wonder if I can change it midstream. I think even with motion, really heavy motion, I think it's still typically Factorio bad, the motion, but I think it's better than what Twitch does. Yeah, they've only got one ingest. How many ingest servers are there for the US? It's obviously massively different populations, but there's only one ingest server for all of Australia in Sydney. So, too bad if you're from somewhere else in Australia, I suppose. Where on earth is this? Okay, I was just wondering where that train was going for a second. I have to sort out to figure out what I want to do for thumbnails as well, because I didn't realise that YouTube doesn't just take a snapshot of the live stream for the thumbnail. You actually have to create a thumbnail, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do there. Might just let this go. Still got a little bit to do. We'll start transferring the rest of this stuff over, I think, now. Probably in the same order. Build a train. Well, actually, what we'll do is we'll have to do it station at a time. I'm trying to think. We need logistics coverage over there first, so I actually kind of need to move all of this logistics stuff, which is going to be a bit of a move. It's going to be a bit of a move. And we need to move the storage as well. Our option is to do the move first and then just pull it out, pull all this stuff out. Or I think what we'll do is it's going to be fairly logistics heavy, but there is plenty of roboports through the signs, so that's actually a fairly easy path for robots to travel. I've got the blueprint for this whole thing. So it is probably safe just to pull this out, I think. Where is it? Let's make sure I have the blueprint before I delete anything significant. I think I might have gotten... Oh, there it is. Oh, you're from Twitch, okay. What I'll probably do a couple of test streams on here before I actually try and start moving people across from Twitch. I'm not going to worry about it too much at the moment, but we'll do a few test streams. I might do one tomorrow as well. Oh, actually, no, I can't. It'll probably be later in the week. But if I'm happy with the way YouTube works, then what I'll probably do is post... They've gotten rid of the feed on Twitch, so you can't just post messages now, but I probably could just record a short video and upload it to Twitch, just to let people know to check out YouTube as well. Maybe if the VODs on YouTube will gain a little bit of traction as well, maybe that might help. I'm actually curious to see what's going to happen with the music, to be honest, because I haven't actually made any changes to the music, so I've got a sneaking suspicion I'll probably get flagged for some of these tracks. If that's the case, then I'll have to go through and actually create a custom playlist just for YouTube to avoid that in the future. I'm kind of tempted to actually move some of these parts around in this setup as well. I think one, apart from just the general performance issues, which obviously YouTube's... I mean, Twitch should be good because they've got Amazon on. They're basically Amazon now, so they should have pretty good connectivity, and you know, all the encoding things should be fairly well done. But I think YouTube's just got the edge on them in that department. They're just that much bigger. And basically, it's what YouTube does. Throw on YouTube notifications, okay. Actually, I might just make a note of that, because I'll probably record a short video for Twitch just to let people know. Might even post it if I'm going to do a stream. Just post the video on Twitch. See, I don't know how effective that is. I don't know if people really pay attention to those sort of videos on Twitch. It's more live streams. What we're going to test here is the spacing on this thing. And which way do I want to put the different bits and pieces? I think I was going to do it this way. Put the modules down the bottom and put the other stuff on the side. So I think that matches up these pretty closely. I think like right there, probably. Going live on... because I'm an affiliate, I can't actually stream on both at the same time. It's kind of annoying. Actually, we need to leave... How many different pipes do we have coming in here? I think it's just the two types of pipes, so we should be okay with just the 2 spaces in between those. Let's do that. This is going to have to be moved. Move that up. Actually, this might not fit here. That's okay, I think. Yeah, we'll leave that there for now. All this stuff here is probably going to be moved though. We'll do a separate copy of the circuit, the module production. And then we need to start going through and actually pulling all this stuff out. So we'll just dump in a bunch of, let's get a big request for a bunch of active providers. Big request. Just start emptying all this stuff out. Oh, this one's going to be super duper painful though. I'm going to end up with a lot of spare uranium and stuff, I think. And I'll probably have to increase my storage area as well. But this here, let's just do it. There's no other way really to move it, I think. We're probably going to have to inject a bunch of logistics robots into the network, I think, to do this properly. But yeah, we're going to have some extra resources for a little while. No, I did actually do a belt design for the science, but I've actually reverted back to logistics. But this is just my logistics mall here, and with a few other bits and pieces. I've never really gone through and done a proper redesign on it, so we might do that at some point. I'd probably more likely just to wait for version 17 before I do any serious redesigns on that, I think. But yeah, science has been converted back to logistics. We're going to move all of this into here, have the service stations here. Then the question is, maybe can I squeeze oil into the space in the middle here? I'd probably take a little bit of more filling with the belts. It's not that many belts through here, so maybe we could... I don't think it'll fit vertically in that space. Probably poke it in the end a little bit, I suppose. Don't know. Something to think about. And let's also clear out these chests. Yeah, this is not the optimal way to move all this stuff in terms of resource use, but I think it's going to be the simplest in terms of actual how many actions I have to perform to get it to move over there. Actually, we'll try and get this removed, and then we'll do the move the storage afterwards. I'm guessing we're low on logistics robots here. Keep going unless it gives us a warning, I suppose. See, a lot of the stuff that's going from these chests is actually getting moved to science, to make science. Good reason. Kind of. I just didn't like the way the belted version looks. I can show the belt version of science that I came up with. I think I've got it in my blueprints here. Been a book. There it is. That's the belted version of science that I came up with, which works. I just think it looks ugly on the map, and I also think that because that's going to be changing soon, it's probably worthwhile just sticking with logistics until I'm used to the new science anyway, because the logistics version of science is so much easier to set up than the belted version. And also, for expansion, I think the logistics version is a little bit easier to expand as well. Don't have to worry about where to put input belts. How many chests did I miss? I think we're just waiting on robots at this point. Yeah, 5,000 is not enough. I guess we can start moving these train stations at the same time. How much do we want to grab here? To be honest, these train stations need a little bit of work as well. I've never really gone through and done a proper redesign on these. Go everything back to the signal. Do we have radar coverage at that new area? No, we don't. We'll probably put a radar in there as well. The factory should work now though, because we've got the old stations connected up. Just a matter of moving them over to the new location. Oh, this isn't getting built because we don't have power there. It doesn't have roboport coverage. Let's put in that for now. I don't think it matters too much where we put these stations either. Which order we put them in. I'm going to rearrange the power and the roboports here. Kind of want to get the chests organised into this slightly more regular pattern as well. I'm pretty happy with how the connection to the science actually worked out, this design. It's not, I realise it's not totally optimal because there's actually more inserters on some positions than others, but generally works pretty well. And it actually can be divided up pretty easily as well. If you want to do separate inputs like this one here, you just remove the inserters in between. But yeah, each one of these setups can completely empty a belt. And it's fairly compact. Compared to the setup that I used to use, it's much more compact. Actually, I just realised something. We have way more flexibility now because there's more space between these stations, which we didn't have before. We can actually fit just substations in between the stations. Then it's a matter of finding spaces to... Actually, no, we can fit robot ports in between the stations. Let's actually count our spaces here. We've got 2, 2, and 4. Yeah, we can just fit robot ports between the stations. So if we want to just go for like a full strip of robot ports, we can actually do that now. Which I think I probably will do. There's probably no practical reason to do it, but I don't really care. Or being practical. Perfect. We can do that the whole way down, but that's not going to interfere with anything. Offloading. This here, or I mean, I think probably this is the offloading that I'm most happy with, the main offloading section for all the iron and copper. I need to install some radars here so we can actually see what's going on in these belts. But yeah, it looks pretty solid at the moment, no issues. We've got, I think it was 18 train stops in here. It's pretty smooth as well. You can see I've got this huge stack here. I really don't need it. I could probably just have the lines coming directly in with the performance as it is at the moment. But we'll leave the stacker in there in case we need to add more trains in, I suppose. Maybe with extra trains it'll be a little bit more congested. That's the way we do that. And those requests should have been copied across. So if we change this to do it, builder depot. Let's put a radar in out here as well. And then we can go over here. Actually, we need to go over there to pull those other chests out. I'm going to actually start pulling up most of this stuff here as well, but I'll leave it in there for now. We'll pull that out. Oh, actually, I should probably pull this out now because this is a lot of beacons and stuff. Yeah, let's pull out everything but robot ports and power for now. Pull everything else out. And let's probably not do it with my personal robot ports. That's a mistake. That's one way to get inventory full of crap. I think I might have actually picked up some chests that had a bunch of stuff in them as well. Oh well. Actually, screw this. Go away. I'll let the robot network sort it out in its own sweet time. We like probably maxed out on construction robots as well, are we? Yeah. So it's just whatever robots we pick up into the network. We'll probably still get brought construction robots, I think. But what we want to do is empty all these chests out as well. That's fine. One's across the top. And tell you to go to the new station. How's my inventory filling up? I don't have robot ports in. Oh, did I pick up chests with stuff in them or something? I don't have my robot ports aren't in, so I shouldn't be being brought anything by robots. Get rid of those belts for now. It's probably going to take a little while because I don't think there's any robots free. But if we get rid of this station, the train should just leave, I think. Nope. Is it not set up correctly? Did I build a depot? Where exactly do you think you are, my friend? Traffic jams. Landfill's slowly working its way through. What's the robot stats looking like at the moment? Everything's maxed out. Decidedly fewer construction robots than I would like, actually. Do I have a really huge request for those at the moment? I do. Let's actually keep this because I want to empty all these out. Well, actually, no, we need to do copies of these before we empty them out. We've got the radar installed over there now, so it should be a little bit easier. That. And keep the station name. So, what was the... That's second from the edge. This one here. Artillery depot, nice. Thanks, Kevin. Thanks for dropping by as well. Fueling train's pretty easy to set up. What's this one down here? This one's actually a little bit different. It actually gets a little bit further into the middle, so we might see if we can change that. So although we could also just run this sulfuric acid pipe directly to this location. That's probably the other option. I think it's pretty close by. I have no idea what that one was. I can't see what the requests were either. That would have been artillery, I guess, which I've already done. So the next one is, we'll do the nuclear one next. As I said, we'll probably need to move the that assembler, I think. Keep the station name, get rid of these. We will get rid of that, and we'll actually bring a pipe in directly. And that goes on the very outside, this one. Okay, so we can empty out all these now. So we'll do that, and send you on your way. Then we just have to put the fueling station back in, and then we'll be done. There's 20U, trash. The trash station as well. That's pretty easy to set up though. At the trash station? Yeah, that's third from the top. I don't think we need to change this over to a request to chest, and one at the other end as well. So I don't even think I've got a fueling chest at the other end of this. Actually, it might have been that one there. Yeah, probably would have been that one there. That's pretty easy to set up though. Let's just pull it out. I don't need to actually blueprint that one, I don't think. And probably same for the fueling train as well. Both of those can just be pulled out. Landfill's still getting transferred across. I think that'll probably do it for the day. I think we'll probably jump on, I don't know, not Monday, probably Tuesday, I think, and do another test stream. We'll see what the VOD comes out like on YouTube and if we get flagged for any of the music. It's been pretty quiet in the background, so hopefully not. If it is, we'll come up with a custom playlist for YouTube for the next stream. But we'll leave it there for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.